Welcome to Charts Today. It's Wednesday, the 27th of May, and it's still hot in the UK. And this is one hot stock. This is Micron, Nasdaq listed chip company, and another $1 trillion market cap with yesterday's rise of 20%. Target was given on the 23rd of April at a price of 459 to 960, and the price now is 895. So just shows when you see that kind of target, sometimes it just happens, and so that's a really interesting example. And we go to the 60-minute chart, we can see that there's more upside targets still. So it's really interesting that we're seeing every move offer, every fallback produces a new price target. So one very bullish looking stock. And the key point is you need a pullback to produce the next target. So we may see a target off this thrust when that's locked. So really very, very interesting. We'll come back to that. But looking at the markets generally, we are seeing the dollar index still waiting for this break. So that's really quite key. Japanese yen, the dollar yen rate is just edging higher. Japanese government will potentially be looking at intervention again soon at that 160 level. And we see currencies like the Aussie dollar, we've got big upside targets there. The key thing is a break above 72, but that is trending higher against the US dollar. And if we look at the yuan in China, interestingly there, that is trending lower. We've talked about that. And so we are seeing some currencies already highlighting their dollar weakness. Indian rupee has been one to watch as well, pulling back from those highs, but really significant moves there. Bitcoin down slightly today. That recovery looking like it's failing a little bit. Go to the 60-minute chart and you can see here that we have got a situation where there was a buying thrust, but we're struggling to hold on to that and we're falling away. Bond yields, we are seeing some respite. Japanese bond yield giving a new downside target, so that 280 level coming away from that for now. US Treasuries, we're seeing the yields falling back there as well, and the UK relief coming there as well. So we are seeing the risk on trade. And if we look at what's happening to the oil price, that is down 2.8% this morning, heading back towards that low. So looking quite bullish there, bearish there, just in the short term, just coming back to test that 95 level. And the support level for Brent is 95. The support level for WTI is 90. So those are the levels to watch. We're seeing European gas prices falling, UK gas prices falling, but not enough to change the price cap for UK consumers, going up 13% today versus the last fix. So we are seeing those inflated energy prices still having an effect, and that's going to hit most people in the UK. Looking at just some of the other markets, we saw that S&P activating a new upside target on the daily. So the US market really been driven by these by the chip stocks. The Nasdaq upside target activated there, and the Dow Jones just failing to hold that new high level, but it's been set, so that's also quite key as well. Looking at Europe and the UK, we're seeing UK down slightly. Japan was down a little bit. The Hang Seng was quite badly hit, as was the Shanghai Composite. The Aussie market up 2/3%, a little bit of respite there, but really waiting to see for the break. So quite key there. Looking at gold, that's looking like at a descending triangle building there. If we go to the 60-minute chart, not so good there. We've got downside target, and we really have got a mixed picture on gold there. And increasingly, the long-term picture, just waiting to see That's the lagging line just shows us that lower high potential for a lower low, which would activate that downside target. So really quite key there. Looking at silver, we have got downside targets here, so that's not looking great either. And then if we just look at the Mag 7, we more of a mixed picture here than we're seeing on the chip stocks. Apple still climbing to new highs, was down slightly yesterday. Amazon pulling back, but waiting to see if we activate that new upside target. That's going to be quite key. And then Google looking very, very strong still, pushing towards that target. Meta up 30%, and Nvidia, one chip stock that's not doing as well as these new challenger chips, if you like. And Tesla, new upside target there from beginning of this month, and we've pulled back, but we are on that trajectory. And if we look at the 60-minute chart, that is going to show us that's the target that's in train at the moment. Notice the downside target not reached. That's what you expect with that trend. Upside targets nearly met, quite bullish, so really quite interesting there as well. We mentioned the chip stocks in the US. Micron, of course, the star. Western Digital, another one. AMD. All these chip stocks just pushing to new highs. So really, really quite interesting there. Looking at the Dow, it was more of a mixed picture here yesterday. We only had a handful of stocks up. Caterpillar goes from strength to strength, upside target there. And if we look at just some of the other stocks, Nike, that has not been a great performer, and even though they were up yesterday, and JP Morgan just up slightly, waiting to see. We've got a new upside target there, just waiting to see if that's activated. On the downside, we had Merck down 2%, but they had jumped earlier this week, fighting some resistance there, some big upside targets, a push, a consolidation, waiting to see which way we go on the targets there. And a quick look at the UK. BP was a real faller yesterday with their chairman being sacked, and that is looking very toppy with a new downside target. So that is coming off despite those inflated oil prices. So really quite key there. Shell down in sympathy as well, and we can see there that downside target actually met. Just testing the cloud at the moment. So a really mixed bag. You've just got to be in the stocks that are trending up and with good upside targets. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, have a great day. Bye for now.